was a surprise to find someone living out here. And an old man at that. I wonder...
It's been a hard day. What's changed at sea? I feel it easy.
Welcome everyone to part 5 of Dragon's Dogma 2 solo no pawns playthrough. I've decided to implement one rule, and that is to use main pawn as a mule. That's about it. I'm gonna put him on wait all the time, but it's very difficult to play the game without it, especially on PlayStation 5 without all the mods. That would make the weight management easier, so it's really pain in the ass having to play without a pawn that can serve as a mule. So to make the experience faster and basically more fun, I've decided just to change that little thing. We are continuing where we left off last time around. My mule is here. He's got no gear, he's got nothing, so he's practically useless. So I'm gonna use him as I'm gonna give him my camping kit. And seems like that's not enough. I got no gear, nothing. What's the problem now? Let's combine a couple things. Maybe lower that. Lower that weight to average if we can.
I'm afraid I don't have any knowledge about that quest as yet. If you require guidance, you must hire a pawn who does.
Can I interest you in a room, sir?
Put some gear into the storage so that we get to the average weight and we can go. Where to, you might ask? I don't know. We'll see. Going strength by strength, seeing where the path leads us. I have one more, at least, space for Ring of Accrual, so we should be fine. Anyway, I think we received a quest for Har Village. Trouble on the join Ulrika in Stormwind Cave. Yeah. Let's go there.
Materials, eh? I shan't deny they have their uses.
Now where's that Stormwind Cave thingy? No?
By your leave, Arisen.
So I left him now to wait. And then when I exit the cave, then he can join back in to grab some stuff that I couldn't put in the inventory, or that I had in inventory, so that we get to the average weight again. It's really difficult playing with heavy and very heavy all the time. It's not... I don't mind it affecting me in the combat. That's not the issue. But constant huffing and puffing outside of combat, and that's the problem. I would deal with lack of stamina regen. That's also part of the challenge. But all that time wasted just pisses me off.
My thanks. The captured villager ought to be with...
Let's search the cave. I think I got everything from this cave already. When it comes to the loot. These are not pawns, by the way, these are NPCs. Oh shit, missed you. This quest is part of a Mystic Hands unlock. Mystic Spear Hand, not Mystic Hands. I don't plan on playing Mystic Spear Hand at all, but I'm gonna have to unlock some of the useful augments. Hey Demetrius, how's it going, mate? Oh, nice. Got a job. Excellent. Is that a new job, or is it something you've been doing for some time now? I know you were in transition regarding living arrangements. Bypass prospectus from supermarkets. I'm not sure I know what that is. But whatever it is, if it's helping, mate, great. If it's just temporary, also great. We all need money, unfortunately. Oh shit, that's a rattler, that's not classic Saurian. No, fuck off, I didn't. Ah, damn. Problem is that sometimes I forget to press wait a couple times, and then he gets back. The command resets. I'm gonna have to pay attention to that, since this is a new thing that I'm doing, that I've actually allowed main pawn to become a mule. But I'm gonna keep him in wait all the time. Come on. Fucking cast it already. Oi, Nick.
I will not be swayed.
Oh shit, I ran into this bastard. Oh fuck. I didn't see him. Oh, this is gonna be a tough fight. Rattlers are quite nasty. Much nastier version of the... of the Saurians. Not the nastiest, but definitely one of the nastier ones. I mean, Frigor doesn't do some insane amount of damage at this point against an enemy such as the Rattler, but at least what I can do is... Okay, hit him, hit him, hit him. I'm holding him. Hit him. No. Should have thrown him. But at least it puts him in the air. And then the drop can sometimes do a lot of damage to these bastards. Ah, these are the NPCs, part of a quest. And unfortunately my pawn... He doesn't have any ways of helping properly because he doesn't have any spells. I'm gonna unequip all of the spells as well, just to make sure that he doesn't have anything that he can do, except maybe Anodyne, which I don't mind. I can do that myself as a mage. Anodyne is this typical healing spell. But he doesn't have gear, he doesn't have anything.
Are at your disposal. Wait a moment. Here, an enchantment of cold to freeze our bones.
Oh shit, there's another type there. Come on, NPCs. Where are you? Baltic pagan, what? Pagan basically is a non-believer, right? Or someone who worships multiple gods, something like that, right? Baltic. I don't know Baltic. Baltic is the northern part of Europe. Are they not? This is Balkan. Oh shit. Well, those survivors that we are searching for are not here, so maybe they are in another part of this location. There's only one more path, so shouldn't be a problem finding it.
I will not be swayed.
Oh, here it comes. Native believes, alright. Hey Tomek, welcome mate. But I'm an atheist, if you were asking that. I don't believe in anything. I was a Christian before. But that's basically a tradition here, and I don't think that faith and religion should be traditional. I think that should be a private thing that people do for themselves, not because the culture pressures them to be one, to be something. That you gotta be something in order to preserve some kind of a ancestral traditions. I don't believe in that. I think that's irrelevant. Doesn't serve any greater good or anything like that. So I don't mind at all religion or anything like that. It is what it is. If people find joy in it, if they find solace, strength in faith, why not? That's all great. As long as it makes you a better person, who gives a shit what you believe in? But yeah, my thoughts are that it should be private, all of it. Saves like saying that you're an atheist, agnostic. It all should be kept private unless people want to directly talk about it. Because none of us can know that we are right. There's no confirmation of anything, so they force everyone to be Christian. Yeah, I don't like that. If you want to be a Christian, be a Christian. Alright, choose. Then you find yourself in the religion. But that's basically what you said, brainwashing and indoctrination. When you force kids don't know what... adults don't know what religion is, what faith is, what God is. Everyone has their own version, scripts that they follow. So why put it on a kid? That to me doesn't make much sense. Let kids be kids, and then if they decide one day when they are grown up and they can realize things a little bit better, then you teach them your religion, and they can choose if they want to participate in that one or anything else. It's an ego thing, especially in Croatia. In Croatia, that you gotta be. You don't have to be. You don't have to be. Why would you? And that was one of the things that turned me off. I mean, okay, amongst the other stuff that I didn't really align my thoughts with.
I will not be swayed.
But honestly, when you think about it, there's no loss in believing. It's actually a better version. I'm saying that as an atheist. I'm saying that if you believe in something, we don't know if there is heaven or hell. There might be some version of it all in the end, the judgment after you pass, after you die. Or maybe there's nothing. We don't know.
Be swayed.
We really can't know. But it's less risky to believe, because at least you're giving yourself a chance. If there is something after that you would be accepted to a better version of it. So, but just through rational basis, you're better off being a believer, because you don't lose anything by believing. Yeah, you lose some of the freedoms and all that during life, but that doesn't have to be. You can still be relatively free in your actions and have freedom of thought to an extent, but you just believe next to all of that. So it's a smarter way of doing things.
As you command. I will
But I just can't. To me, a lot of it is illogical, and I don't like the structure of it and all the bullshit that happens in the name of the religion. But that's not religion. That's not a problem of the religion. That's a problem of people acting like that, and other people who are preaching wrong things and trying to brainwash people into doing things for them. That's the issue with the religion. It's not the religion itself. Religion itself is a nice thing.
My pack's
It doesn't
getting rather heavy.
condone bad. It doesn't condone bad things. It makes people be more moral, more disciplined. There's nothing wrong with that. Pagan beliefs are more a way of life and traditions tied to culture, so it's not religion. Ah, okay. I see what you mean. The discrepancy between actually paganism and modern religion. Yeah, I get it. Ah, perspectives is where you see the offers of what a particular supermarket has for the week. That's very useful, mate, because my girl loves that shit. She really gets some good discounts by going through the prospectus. Why Christ is more real than Zeus or Athena? That's a good question, mate. It's really... I think... You know what I think the only reason is... The big difference is there. Besides the point that it's easier to control the masses through a single entity, through a single point of connection. But aside from that, if we think about it, people like Zeus and Athena, Achilles, Hercules, you name it, some form of those might have existed. Okay, this is fucking dangerous. A form of those people might have existed, but you know how people were before. They tend to over-exaggerate about things, so in the end they kind of make them seem like deities just because they've done something extraordinary. But you gotta... For fuck's sake, where are these NPCs? God damn it. Useless fucks. I can't deal with these three on my own like this. Oh my god, they're all getting their asses kicked. So, in that, when you look at it like that, from a perspective of people that were living in that during that time and age, it's way different. It's way different how they perceive things. Anything can be extraordinary. Anything can be thought as an act of God, an act of fate, an act of something magical, something that wouldn't be able to exist other if the god, if something beyond human has not given them their power. That's a normal thing. People exaggerated about everything back in the day, because I mean, why wouldn't you? Imagine if you have a typical situation in a village and someone comes in and performs a magic trick. I mean, basic uneducated people that don't know basics of anything, which was the majority of our history. And then someone comes in and performs a magic trick. To them, that's magic. They don't have the education to deal with it. So that magician could have been Zeus. Then they write a book about Zeus. Then that person is a god. Give him kind of deistic powers, if that's a word. I don't know if deistic is the word. And then you also get to be the popular one that actually wrote the whole thing, that described the whole thing in an epic manner, which people like. People love exaggerations. I love exaggerations. For example, I always like to see but look at opinions and search for videos of abnormally large creatures, like large sharks, large anacondas, boas. I love giant things, that's what she said. But I like that. It's mystical, I know it's not real. Most of it is not real, but I get how people would get something extraordinary from the ordinary just because they don't have the frame of reference. Same like when I explained the other day why Noah's Ark could be real, because in the perspective of those people
Let us be on our way.
at that time, if that really happened, we don't know that, but during that time at that place, they only have a couple of animals. Couple of animal species. So someone building a boat with house that housed 10 animals. That's the logical way of putting it. There weren't million fucking
This is a rare find.
animals on that boat. There weren't, because in that region during that time there weren't that many animals. So they just had to, maybe they had 6 animals on the boat. That's about it. That's all you needed. So the context of it all matters a lot. Alright, so what now? Do we go out? Uh-huh.
The charge ahead may be to rush headlong into danger. Let us take care to move as one.
Yeah, free spells are the best. Rotting Christ, I've heard a new song from them. Quite good. Ah, you posted it in the Discord. Honestly, Godzilla is one of the weakest ones. I love the size of it, but just the look of it, I didn't like it. I like more King Kong, and as you said, that snake. I love giant snakes. And it just fascinates me. Ever since I was a kid and watched Conan the Barbarian, and it fascinated me. That's probably one of the first giant creatures that I've seen on TV, and I find it exhilarating. That giant snake in Sekiro. That's why I love From Software games and the giant enemies that they produce. I fucking love that shit. I loved Shadow of Colossus game. I didn't play the remake, even though I have it still on my account.
By your leave, Arisen.
He's still here, alright. He's probably gonna die soon, but we're gonna give him some stuff to take. Pisses me off that we can't select multiple items to give to our mule. Yeah, God of War also, that's why I love it. I'm a Christian Orthodox, but I respect my ancient Greek ancestors' beliefs. Yeah, that's very nice, mate. That's very nice. As long as it gives you strength, otherwise it's pointless. If it becomes annoying and something that makes you miserable, then what's the point? Just get rid of it. But if it's a positive thing, why not, mate? Believe. Why not? Oh, I also remove his weapon so that he can't do anything. Okay, or actually just skills. Let's just remove the skills. So I'm gonna make my mule completely useless in combat by removing the skills and all that. Hopefully I can remove the skills. I think I should be able to.
You have returned.
Indeed. And in exchange, yet I will go forth.
There'll be no need for it. After you left, we who remain, it is as you yourself have said. Yet 'twas your heart, 'tis our hope that you will go.
Aye. If that...
Oh, wait. Oh, that's it. Trouble on the cape. Now we can talk to Ulrika and unlock Mystic Spearhand. Ah, alright, let's rest up.
For bread and board, you'll find none better.
Yeah, he's got all the basic stuff. That's about
You
it.
must rest, though the sun is.
I bet you can make a fine rug out of that cat. What cat? A shame you can't romance her properly. Ah, that's not something I care about. I fucking hate romancing in games. But that's subjective, of course. Some games do it well, some not. That's part of the games that I the part of this new tradition of RPGs. It focuses on romance. Just let me have a party. That's it. We don't need to fuck each other. It's all good. You do your thing. I get that it creates different connections and different immersions. That's all fine. Oh, wait, do I need to go to Mel first? I forgot. How does that work? We don't have Vocation Guild here, so that's not gonna work for me to remove his skills.
I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
Aye. 'Tis a style, all a patchwork of techniques, honed for the sole purpose of slaying the dragon. Sigurd, you're the
Aha!
arisen, aren't you?
Ah, the Beastren.
Aye. For so long as we are united in a...
There we go. Mystic Spearhead unlocked. Excellent. I'm gonna need a couple of augments from him, but not yet.
Pertinent to this task.
Not
Consider
yet.
hiring a pawn better apprised of such matters.
Alright, next order of business. What do we have on the map? What should I uncover next? Aha, there is a part over here that has a couple of Saurians and all that. Let's clear that up. I want to clear everything. And then we have the Misty patch here where we gotta kill the Griffin for Port Crystal. I don't know what this is. Is there anything here or...
Suppose I wouldn't have amounted to much anyway.
Tis high time I made for home.
Whoa. What manner of fish?
Let's unequip his gear. Because of YouTube, I don't want to unequip his body armor. Well, actually, let's leave him like this. I swear I got the funniest fucking pawn ever. Look at him. He looks like an angry neighbor, yeah. Especially where I live. A lot of them like that one.
Can I interest you in a room, sir?
I don't know, he makes me laugh. That's all I can ask from a pawn. What did I want? Materials? No. Aha. Move this.
Do stop by again.
I'm gonna make
Very
him
well.
wait a little bit.
I shall await further orders.
Just gotta keep reminding myself to press wait. But then again, I don't need to because he's useless. He's not gonna be able to cast anything. He's just there. He's just there. Have I unlocked the whole map? No, no, no. The whole map is unlocked on New Game Plus when you reach it, but no, I didn't. I could go down south and try to deal with the enemies there, but honestly, I don't want to go there until I've switched to a fighter, meaning a soldier. Sword and shield style. I love ragdoll mechanics. In Dragon's Dogma 2 it's especially fun to do stuff like that. That's for me the best part of the wizard. You gotta get his voice super quick, super thick. I don't know if there is such an option. I honestly haven't gone through all the options of voices, but I wasn't too impressed by the diversity between the voices. But there's enough at least. There's enough. And here's the new enemy, one of the most boring additions to Dragon's Dogma. A fucking slime. So when are you getting the tornado? Oh, I think that's sorcerer, not mage. But I'm not sure. But I think it's sorcerer. I'm gonna have to play sorcerer too. That's gonna be a good comparison actually when I level this bastard up a little bit. To see how sorcerer holds up. Sorcerer is defenseless version of a mage that has better offense, worse defense, basically. Ah, shit, forgot to use the... But they have the Thunder Mine. Thunder Mine is quite good, and that can stagger enemies. Smaller enemies, which basically sorts of works as a shield. From High Palladium. High Palladium spell creates this little glowing light. Basically, it's invulnerability for as long as that thing lasts. And now it doesn't. Now it stopped lasting. And now it's back up again. It can block, I think, 3 shots. And then you're on your own. But problem is that it needs to be recast. It's quite challenging to manage stamina with mage. Part of a challenge, of course. And it gives you at least a little bit of time to cast the spells that you want. See, you miss once and then you can be really fucked with a mage. Basically with mage you have to spam High Palladium all the time. And then upon spam... Oh shit, I now... You cast High Palladium and then you cast a spell that you want. That should be the rotation. Because you don't have much time unless you can somehow stagger the enemy, stun them and so on. In that case, you got a little bit more of time. Shit. But I don't have any more. See, now this is an issue. Now I don't have any more stamina, and I don't have any more items that can restore stamina. Shit. And since in this game there's no enemy of my enemy is my friend situation, which is fucking stupid. But everyone is friendly whenever they see me. Oh yeah, that fiery explosion, that's the most OP spell, unless they have patched it. It literally can kill monsters in one cast. It's absolutely ridiculous. The offensive potential of a sorcerer is insane. Much higher than mage. But mage can survive with high palladium, so you can play something of a battle mage, but with gear from a normal mage. Can't mix the gear unless you go for the Wanderer. I don't know, I haven't really played with Wanderer yet. Wanderer allows mixing of abilities and everything else, but I haven't really tested that a lot. Ah, shit. Honestly, I look at Palladium spell like Gandalf's spell when he fought Balrog, then blocked the attack with some sort of a shield. Oh man, I got my ass kicked here. That's my pawn. If you just joined in, he doesn't have a weapon, he's useless, he just serves as a mule. Because it's very difficult for me to play, and with constant very heavy and heavy, it's annoying, wastes a lot of time, and I don't want to play like that. If I was playing on PC, I would just install no weight mode or something like that, but I'm not, so I don't have that option. In short, I can hasten the cast, but it uses stamina, of course. So that's the basics of mage. You gotta rotate the spells, pay attention to stamina, and then eventually when you can, hasten the cast. It requires a lot of micromanaging, I like that. Which is completely opposite when playing mage in a full group with all pawns. That's some of the most boring gameplay you'll ever play in Dragon's... not in Dragon's Dogma, but in any game. There's nothing to do, you just stand and spam. It's so fucking boring. But solo, it's entirely different. I mean, it's not terribly fun, to be perfectly honest. Because that's mostly due to the enemy AI that is quite weak in terms of doing anything relevant. But it's still much more fun than playing in the mage solo. And I always love the effects. The effects of the spells are phenomenal. Oh, great. Oh, shit. There goes high palladium, and now I'm fucked. Fucking Saurians. Everywhere. Yeah, look at the AI. It's fucking shit. I really did not notice that when I was playing with when I was doing the first playthrough. I didn't notice it because of the pawns. But now I know why pawns kick 7 shades of shit out of each of these enemies, because this is... Because they can't even fucking change elevation. It's ridiculous. And they created a game where elevation is happening all the time everywhere, meaning that, look at this, even a simple cave like this has so many obstacles. I like that a lot, don't get me wrong. Aesthetically and tactically it can be used to your advantage and disadvantage. But enemy AI can't handle that. I would have to find a pawn like him. No, but I'm not gonna hire support pawns and strip them of everything, because
Are we to remain here?
there's no point in me doing that. I just need this bastard to serve as a mule a little bit, and that's it. To offset some of the stuff. Like carrying camping kit, having materials at his possession, so that I at least can use one ring for something that's not for managing weight. Jesus, you're retarded. One second. Hey, Deja Vu. I swear I can never get comfortable. Give me one more minute, please. Thankfully, my girl loves pillows, as most girls do. Oh yeah, this is much better. Don't, no. Nemoj me jebat. And now my headset falls apart. For fuck's sake, how? Yeah, it fell apart. That's gonna serve a little bit, at least. So if you just one pawn enough to manage weight, traveling with a full party makes the weight issues way better. I think one pawn can solve all of your weight issues, but that's not the problem. We're gonna get to Deja. I am my girl's favorite pill. Alright. Good for you, mate. Good for you. When it comes to the weight management, problem is that you can't hold many items in general, so that's a problem. It's a big problem. So it's not only that pawns can help offset the weight management. That's not the only solution, unfortunately. The problem becomes when you see the items that I have. These are all the items that I have. This is not much. Rings have no weight. And I'm already at almost heavy weight. So I just have a couple of potions here. This is not much, and I'm already overweight. I'm already over heavyweight. So the problem of the game is that the weight and the encumbrance issue is always
Find out
there.
information pertinent to this task.
So you constantly have to
Consider hiring
transfer
a
items
professional to
from
such matters.
from you to the pawns constantly, and that's the pain in the ass of this whole system. You're constantly doing something in the inventory, and it pisses me off. It becomes not only that there's a lot of walking similar. What the fuck are you doing? He's kicking the shit out of. Well, thankfully he's a mage, so he's got no power. But can you wait, please? Told you to wait. So that's the main issue. You constantly are doing something in the inventory, and it becomes pain in the fucking ass. Opening it up, giving a couple of items to pawn just to offset, but not give all the items, because then you wouldn't have the necessary items in your inventory, and then you don't want to open the inventory during the battle just to use these things, even though you will. So there's a lot of stupid shit like that going on in the game that affects the experience a lot, because that's what you do all the freaking time.
Arisen, we ought to heal
When it comes to broken roads, okay, Deja Vu, I'm gonna answer that question now. Broken roads, at first, it seemed very good, but now I played it more and more. I'm gonna do the review for that game when I beat it. I've heard that it's not long. It's very bland. Writing is bland. Quests are not interesting. Combat is lacking. It's a lacking game. It's not good. It's not good. I can tell you that right now, that it's not good. But how bad, I don't know yet. It's unfortunate because they got some things right. I love the art style. Game really looks good for an indie CRPG. His girlfriend is a furry. Oh shit. Shit, Frigor is not really doing anything to these guys. But since they are poison, I'm guessing fire works against them. Oh yeah, it does.
Focus your strength, Arisen.
What a fun spell to use. Never gets old. So I was hoping that Broken Roads would be something better. But what the fuck is going on? You fucking idiot. I pressed wait a million times. Alright, then die. I don't care. I'm fine with that. Fucking auto aim. I hate the fact that this game doesn't have target lock. In solo play, it's really felt. Yeah, I was waiting for you bastards. God damn, sniped right out of the air. Bloody bastards. Fly! Yeah, Saurians are such pain in the ass early on. Okay, one down. Shit! Fulminant poison, I don't know what that is. Oh, that means I'm dead. Come on, just kill him. Nice. Alright, 1v1. Look how his positioning is done. I love that. Like how he is laying on that ice cube. I like that a lot. That's what I love about the physics system of this game. Come on, die, 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 die. There we go. Alright, that was tough. That was tough. And bye-bye, Fatso. At least he's got his gear with him, so I can just resurrect him at the Rift Stone and then just give transfer his stuff to the chest. They retconned the events of New Vegas. So what's the story? Well, I don't know. I don't know about the show. We'll see. I'm gonna watch it eventually because, well, you guys know I'm a huge Fallout fan. Old Fallout fan. And I love New Vegas. I like the third one. I hate the fourth one. And I would not play Fallout 76 if my life depended on it. I've covered the Warhammer Demon Hunter. Mechanicus, no. I did not play Mechanicus yet, but Demon Hunters I have covered on the channel. Got builds, guides, whatever. I love Demon Hunters. I played the original as well, Chaos Gate. Liked it a lot back then. And still like it. Still like the new one. Really cool stuff. I've heard that Mechanicus is quite good too. Did I open the chest? There was another one. I don't think that I've opened it. Come on. Come on. No. No, I really gotta go the longer way around. That's what pisses me off about this game at times. It's always go around, go up. Fucking, I'll always find 13 different paths to get to a simple position. But the only Warhammer CRPG that I know of is Rogue Trader. Warhammer 40k, that is. Because Demon Hunters is not a CRPG, it's more of an XCOM type game. Strategy RPG. Oh shit. They can really surprise you. I just love that ragdoll mechanic. I can't get enough of it. I love seeing these bastards fly through the air. Ow. Oh. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, I know, mate. I know how to deal with enemies in this game. Don't you worry about it. I think I've demonstrated that plenty enough. Oh, for fuck's... Everything kills goos as long as it's magical. Depending on which type of goo. But since I am doing magical damage with the staff, then I can just spam the staff attacks without expending stamina, which then I can preserve if something else comes next after the goo. So that's more of a tactical thing that I'm doing, trying to get the slimes with basic attacks so that I can retain stamina. Because I never know in this game when something else is gonna join the party, because that happens quite often. Suddenly new group is pulled in, and then all shit hits the fan. There's a camp up and the rift stone, that's good. I can bring back my mule.
I'm afraid I don't have any knowledge about that quest.
Isn't Noon Bloom and Syrup Wort Leaf potion of silence, potion of soothing, something like that, that cures silence? Ah, moon glow. Okay. Select multiple. No, we don't want to give you that. Fuck you. And I'm still on heavy, for fuck's sake.
Yes.
It's pointless.
If you require guidance,
It's always
you must hire
heavy.
a pawn who does. This seems a decent spot for a campsite. That was well fought. There's no one standing who might say otherwise. I lack information pertinent to this task. Consider hiring a pawn better apprised of such matters.
They never shut up. Alright, where are we? Let's see. This has been dealt with. The next stop. This. Problem when playing solo and the encumbrance and the heavy encumbrance is that it's hard to get away from enemies, and then you get hit many times, and then you have that health loss gauge reduced. I mean health gauge reduced due to the health loss system. Then it becomes pain in the ass. So it becomes better for me just to kill everything outright and That's it, really. Oh wait, okay, let's go here. I don't know if there is something here, but there's a road. Maybe it leads somewhere, maybe it doesn't. I got no clue.
This is generally used as a material. I lack information pertinent to this task. Consider hiring a pawn better apprised of such.
Shut up already, for fuck. Is there an option in audio for pawn voices? Pawn voices, yes, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Capcom. He literally took 2 steps in form of a sprint and There's something wrong with me for enjoying so much when enemies fly into the air, drop down, and then they receive damage from the drop down. I don't know why that is so satisfying, but I find it one of the most satisfying things to do in combat. Oh shit. Quick, quick, quick. Look at that. Oh, nice one. Oh, come on, it disappeared at the worst fucking time. So unlucky. Fly. Secret token over there. small enemy AI is much better than large enemy AI. Without a doubt. Saurians, I mean, they are basic aggressive creatures, that's about it. There's nothing really advanced when it comes to them, but it's nice to see the difference in AI behavior. For example, humans behave much smarter than the rest. They go back, they attack, at least from what I've seen so far. It was quite interesting when I entered Bug Batal first and then had to battle those humans. And I was a soldier in the first playthrough, sword and shield style, and had to defeat them. Such an interesting fight, I really liked that. They smell their wounded prey. Oh, now you're a bit exaggerating. I wish there was it. I wish that's it, mate. But at least we can, in an RPG, we can create stories in our own head that would make sense. And that makes sense from a logical standpoint. But if, I don't know if they programmed that in. I doubt it. Would be nice though. Because details like that make games a lot better. Alright, we have now explored that location. But there's still another one. Look at him. Look at this beaut. Who wouldn't want him? Men and women alike. Look at that. Jeez, that belly, mate. And that no ass physique. That's the woke version of porn. Alright. That's Albanian mafia. Actually Bosnian mafia, I'd say. That makes more sense. Ah, so that was it. That was the path. Okay, then we go to the Misty Mountains. Come on, grab the ledge. Nice. You can do it, see? His own personal lockdown, eh? Hey, Deacon. Alright, so go here. Basically follow the path to the right. Should be fine. Okay. Let's try to speed things up a little bit. Though I did level up vocation couple of times. Is there a vocation guild in Heart of Village? There isn't, right? Yeah, of course there isn't. Why would they make things convenient? These whites are so annoying.
I'm near tired of this.
Should be a Minotaur here. But we did kill him already a week ago or something like that. A week ago in the game. There is one what, mate? I tried the first one, I could not see the appeal. Clunky, knowing the pressure wasn't satisfying. I tried it for 15 hours to 20 hours. You mean the first Dragon's Dogma? You mean the first Dragon's Dogma 1 or Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen? Look, Dragon's Dogma games are not phenomenal. We need to all be clear about that. But they have a certain appeal to them. I like the combat a lot. I like the fact that we are battling huge monsters and all that. To me, that's a big thing. However, they are mostly what's holding the game back are the designs, more so than anything else. And they are kind of hollow, for the lack of better explanation. Like purposeless. Like there's no purpose to what you're doing. That's what I feel like when playing the game anyway. When playing the Dragon's Dogma games. But I really think that they would perfect the formula, which was naive of me. To think that Capcom is capable of greatness and make the franchise better, but instead they made it the same, pretty much the same. They did improve on a couple of things, but they reverted back to some other stuff that they should not have done, and basically one step forward, one step back. And I really think that this game could have been something truly, truly special. It does have the potential for it, but not anymore. Too many things would need changing in order for this game to become great. Even though I did give it potential 8 out of 10, which I think objectively it can reach, but realistically so many changes will not happen in this game. So it's really a shame, because I like the gimmick. I like what they went with. But they never really went above and beyond to create something special. Although this game, when you first play it for 10 hours, or first 10 hours, it's truly special. The amount of details and everything, especially if you haven't played much of the previous games, Dark Arisen and the first one, you will feel blown away. I was, holy shit, look at the fighting, look at everything. This is so goddamn impressive. But that's why you should never judge games based on first 10 hours. Even in those first 10 hours I noticed a lot of things, which I did cover in the comparison video. But I don't know, man, if they just don't want to do better, if they are just okay with this game being as it is, I just don't know what their goal is. It's quite strange. Quite strange to me. I mean, in gaming, sequels should always be better, at least in terms of gameplay and mechanics, than the original, because original can screw some things up more than the sequel, because, well, it's the first one. Especially when it comes to the new IP. Well, it's always the original then. It was a redundant statement. But you get what I mean. And they did improve the interfaces better, for especially the menu. The menus are much better to navigate through than before. Much more user friendly. And combat feels a lot better, even though the balancing destroys any sort of challenge that would make the combat even more interesting and more exciting. So there's always with this game that however, they could have done this better. However, they could have done that better. However, they did this good, but they could have done it better. And it's basically in every aspect of the game, except the landscapes. I dare someone to find better landscapes than this. This is just fucking on such a level that I'm blown away still by how great the landscapes look in this game. And character creator. Character creator is phenomenal. Don't help. I did not press to help. I'm pressed to wait. I don't need your help. Fuck off. You're a mule. You don't have weapons. You're useless. Capcom is the only company that does these kinds of games. I think if there was more competition, it could advance this kind of sub-genre. What would you say that this is the subgenre, because this is a classical action RPG game. Plenty of them around. It has resemblance to Soul games. A little bit through gameplay, not much, but a little bit. Maybe through weighty combat. Witcher had monsters, a lot of them. So honestly, the game has nothing original when you think about it. So the subgenre of, I don't know what would this be a subgenre. Maybe I'm missing the point of what you try to say there. Maybe, I mean, tell me what would be the subgenre? What would Dragon's Dogma definition be? Modern version of Dungeon Master. Did I play Dungeon Master? Now, the thing that fans of Dragon's Dogma, or any other game, that's the problem with the fans. They don't like change. They want their games to be the same. Maybe slightly better, slightly this. They don't like change. They don't like when new people enter the games. It's mostly how fans think. And then they go, oh, well, the original was this, the original was that. They don't like change. But then again, without fans, a lot of the franchises wouldn't exist. So how do you balance that? People like things that they are used to. That's just a comfort zone. But in games, a comfort zone, not in just games, in real life as well, that's a dangerous zone. That's a dangerous zone because in the comfort zone there's no progression. There's no betterment. On the flip side, there's less risk to fuck things up even further. So I get, Alan, what you're saying. I thought that you were going there. Yeah, all right, I can see that. But honestly, I wouldn't call it a subgenre, but dogmatic genre, let's call it like that, dogmatic genre. I think it has a lot of potential. These kinds of games but fights need to be meaningful. And games like these, where you battle giant creatures, like Shadow of Colossus. Shadow of Colossus only had meaningful fights. There were no filler fights. I don't remember the game a lot because I played the original back in the day, not the remake, the original. And I don't recall it anymore. But I remember that the only fights that you could do were the meaningful fights. Challenging fights. They took a long time. That's what I like about Souls games. Most of the fights are meaningful. Unless you overlevel. And then you get fucked. Then they get fucked easily and they can't really do anything to you anymore. But that's the balancing issue that, honestly, I don't know how to fix. I don't have an idea. One of the things that Dark Souls did, I think it's brilliant, actually. A brilliant design. That can slow down the progression is to remove enemies after you've dealt with them a certain number of times. So, for example, if you've killed one enemy, I think it was 10 times or 15 times in Dark Souls 2. I don't know if that same mechanic was in Dark Souls 1. They would completely disappear forever. I think that's great to reduce the over-leveling problem, and that forces people to pay attention more to the builds at hand and to their skill set. So that not everything can be shortcutted to just over-leveling. But then again, in a huge open world like, let's say, Dragon's Dogma or Elden Ring, that would make for quite an empty world very quickly if you went through same locations more than not. So there's always issues, there's always upsides and downsides, and the brilliant developers, that's why they are brilliant, can come up with a way of sorts to make the best out of it all. There's there's rarely been a perfect system. There hasn't been a perfect game. As I said, I think I talked about it yesterday. The only game that actually came to mind that it's kind of perfect, or doesn't have a downside, doesn't have a weakness, is Metal Gear Solid. A lot of them. Not the fifth one, but the first four. I can't think of a single game outside of that that doesn't have a flaw. But that maybe I'm remembering it wrong. Maybe it does have a flaw. But Metal Gear Solid 1, I really don't think that game has a flaw. Aha, like Monster Hunter is the closest thing and it's another Capcom game. You're right then. You are actually right about the statement that you've said that Capcom does these types of things more than the others. But they never really take it to the bank. Actually, they take it to the... That's a wrong phrase. They actually take it too much to the bank and less to the creative side of things to make the games the best possible. For example, do you guys remember that Deep Down game that Capcom was tasked of creating for PlayStation 5? They didn't even complete that game, but I think they've used a lot of things from that game in Dragon's Dogma and in Monster Hunter. I honestly think that that game was basically Dragon's Dogma. They just gave us a trailer to sell PlayStation 5 to people because of the hype for that game, and that's about it. I actually thought that was a real game, but because why not? I mean, rarely Capcom not doing a game. You would think that it might not be a brilliant game, but at least they're gonna push it out and then count the money, right? Because of all the hype, I'm sure that PlayStation also paid them a nice hefty sum to promote their console with the Deep Down game. But who knows? Who knows? I honestly think that that's just Dragon's Dogma. What they've shown there. They own the bank, sadly. That's a good point. See, even with all the inventory help with my mule, I still constantly have to fucking dig through this shit. Ah, shit. My mistake, I wasn't thinking straight. Shoot the archer, for fuck's sake! But then even in a game like Dragon's Dogma, where focus should be on fighting monsters, and that should be the pinnacle of fun and excitement, then again, I find fighting smaller groups of enemies much more satisfying. For example, humans. I don't know why it is. Maybe other people do not think like that, I don't know. But to me they prove to be more of a challenge. Even through a simple mechanic, which is continuous stagger. That is annoying, but that's how it would be. I mean, it's not. We are not talking about that it should be realistic or some kind of a design that would describe the realism of the real world. If many people attacked you from many sides, you would get staggered continuously with each shot. That's true. You would be, but at least there's a part of it in the game which makes combat feel more realistic. It's annoying, but more realistic. Yeah, it's refreshing having unlimited inventory space in Rogue Trader. Yeah, mate. Broken Roads also have unlimited, which I appreciate a lot. Yeah, Golden Beetles. I don't see the point. I don't see the point. It's just designed to offset what they probably have seen that they fucked up regarding weight. And they say, well, at least you can collect golden beetles. We've introduced that to help you with the weight issues. Well, maybe do weight management better originally so that we don't have to have help on the side. Maybe try that, right? It's just that weight management, encumbrance, inventory encumbrance is pointless in gaming. I understand it's completely unrealistic if you remove it, but honestly, there isn't an enjoyable I can't see anyone telling me that they enjoyed dealing with the inventory in any game ever. Oh man, I opened up the inventory and it was so fucking good. I pressed this button and changed transfer the item from one party member to another, or transfer from one tab to another. I was raging inventory like Tetris and all that. Fuck, man. Really? I mean, if you find that fun, I can't. Fun is subjective, but goddamn, I would rather play the game than waste time on managing the inventory. Some things from the real world do not transfer well to games, and that's definitely one of the things. Now, there is a different encumbrance that makes much more sense and that should be in every game, and that's the personal equipment encumbrance, meaning that the type of armor that you have. You can't have plate armor and running like the person in a leather armor. That just isn't realistic. That's just unimmersive. That's different. That's the equipment encumbrance on yourself. That thing should be in every game, I think. In every RPG game. But the inventory encumbrance I would remove completely from every game, because I usually do on PC if I have that option. I just don't want to be dealing with it. It just slows me down. It just makes me annoyed. There's nothing fun about it, for me. Weird MMO-like mechanics. Unfortunately, popularity of MMOs has done its thing to... and popularity of mobile games and MMOs have done its thing to reduce single-player experiences. Oh shit. Yeah, I gotta be really careful in the Misty Marshes, Misty Mountains, whatever they are. This is a very dangerous place. Shit. Especially because of the visibility. I don't know if there's an enemy behind the corner, and it's quite a problematic thing. Fuck off, mate. You're dead. You can't help. Just go. Gotta use something for... Gotta find that camp. I like Resident Evil. I always liked Resident Evil games. I played the remake of Resident Evil 2 and loved it. Absolutely loved it, except, of course, the monetization and all that shit. I don't know if Resident Evil 2 had monetization. I can't recall that, but it's Capcom, so it probably did. But Capcom definitely does put some unrealistic things to complete challenges in games, and then especially if you want to unlock things, but then sells you some things that will make the achieving of such stuff that would unlock further stuff more attainable. And that's their devious fucking thing. It seems like, oh look, they're not that bad with microtransactions, but then when you dig deeper a little bit and see the nuances to what they are trying to do. As I said, in Dragon's Dogma, it's not that big of a deal. It's really that microtransactions are not a big deal in terms of what they can do for your game. But it also depends on the situation at hand, because at times it can be quite beneficent to have certain thing from the microtransaction shop. Like I said, in my experience, when I got to the south, no port crystals there. What can I do? The only thing I could have done is buy from the shop the port crystal, and that was a direct consequence of me not being able to save my progress, where the microtransaction completely affected the game. Now the big question is the design of the game. Did they purposefully not improve some of the systems and reverted back to the original Dragon's Dogma 1 fast travel system, which was then improved in Dark Arisen, but then reverted back to in Dragon's Dogma 2? Did they purposefully not improve on that so they could potentially sell a couple of these things that are there's also Fairy Stone, I think, in shop. I think you can only buy one. And then they put, you know what, we're just selling one, so it's not that bad. Is it? Or is it not? Of course it could be worse, don't get me wrong. It can always get worse. But how much did the game design suffer actually because of it? How much did they not want to take that extra step to make the game more convenient? Because the more convenient you make the game, the less microtransactions make sense. And microtransactions in every game that they exist make some sort of sense, because otherwise they wouldn't exist. So that's the question. We don't know that. None of us, unless you work at Capcom, you can't know that information. I can only go from what I see. And did it affect? I don't know. I honestly do not have an opinion in that matter. It could and it could not. I'm giving the game always from the start. I gave the game a fair shake, and I said in the first impression video that I did the comparison. This is only based on the first 10 hours of the game. My opinions might change. I might see things differently later on, and so on. So I always try to be as honest and as transparent as possible, so that everyone knows what I'm talking about. I don't shit on games for the purpose of shitting on games. I don't like that, because I love games. Games are my life. Games are my job. Games are my everything. But I gotta give an honest opinion on things. I don't want to coddle feelings. I don't give a shit about that. The game is the review video is of what I've been playing. Simple as that. I'm not giving you lies, because I don't have anything. I mean, yeah, sure, I could lie, I could over-exaggerate, which would grant me more views. But I don't want to do that. I'm sick of YouTube and the way everyone acts the same fucking way, no matter. Outside of gaming, I don't know how it works in gaming. I don't watch gaming channels, but outside of gaming channel, everyone exaggerates. Everyone is overhyped about everything, or everyone hates everything. It's just fucking hell. People, realistically, most of this world, most of everything in this world, be it games, be it quality, be it people, are are in the middle somewhere when it comes to reviewing any sort of thing in this world. But these days, it needs to be either shit or it needs to be an absolutely most amazing thing ever, and almost nothing is in those two categories. And I understand if you go to the extremes, that means more sensationalism, that means more views. It's a simple method that has always worked and that always will work. Especially today when people are more emotional and more attached to the products and to the irrelevant things that shouldn't define them. But that's the main difference. Gaming has become mainstream, and now the mainstream bullshit that was in other industries has transferred into the gaming as well, because where there's money to be made, there's gonna be bullshit to make that money come easier. What they've actually accomplished with people when it comes to the brainwashing part of it, meaning the emotional attachment to the products and to the company, is quite staggering. The people are now actually thinking how much company makes that did their game. Gamers think they have nothing, they gain nothing from thinking about it. They gain nothing from the money that the company makes, but they are making excuses in the favor of those companies. Even though you're a gamer, your only purpose as a gamer is to play games and to enjoy games, to have fun, to play the best games possible, to get the best quality product. But then they manage to attach them emotionally to the products, and when you do that, then fans become dangerous. Not dangerous in a way physically dangerous or anything like that, but dangerous in a way that they become detrimental to the whole gaming industry, because then they think like a corporative being and not like a gamer. They've really managed to change people a lot through the marketing and through the way they condone themselves, wash their hands, lie. I mean, look at Todd Howard. That guy is a scumbag. But is he the only scumbag in that company? No. Shareholders, other bastards, other PR people. I mean, they have to do that, because when did you ever hear someone say, you know what, our product is not really that great, it's not gonna be the best game ever, it's not gonna rival anything. But no, every game today is revolutionary. They type in that bullshit. Whenever they say that, I know it's not revolutionary. I know that I've seen that somewhere before. I know that I'm going to have the thought in my head upon playing the game that I've seen that somewhere else. Rarely anything is revolutionary, but they have to fucking sell it, and then people get attached to it, they buy the product, and then, you know what, when you feel like a fool afterwards and you see that something's wrong, then you want to get deeper inside yourself and then try to make excuses for the product just to make yourself seem like much smarter, like you made a much smarter purchase than you actually did. No one likes to be a fool. No one likes to feel like a fool. But shit, you accept, mate. It doesn't have to be the greatest game ever for you to enjoy it. I also get emotional about games and things like that, so I react in the wrong way. I'm not saying that I'm not casting stones at others without examining myself. I do the same thing. For example, especially with new God of War games, I fucking hate when people bash new God of War. Just because it's not the same as before. I think it's not a perfect game, don't get me wrong, it has its own issues. But for what it wants to be, it's some of the best that you can play when it comes to story-driven games, with especially the Ragnarok improved on combat and made it some of the best that I played in an action game. But I made other mistakes. But when it comes to the story, to the characters and all that, Jesus Christ, I mean, if you can't respect what they've done there, the details, the world, the characters, then I don't know, what the hell are we talking about? You can not like it, that's subjective. But saying that the game is not good or anything like that, it's just ridiculous to me. Jesus, I don't shut up today, do I? I only get mad at games I like. That's a good point. Look, there's nothing wrong with watching. You should watch if you're a gamer, more gaming channels. There's plenty. I'm sure there's plenty of great. I love Angry Joe, for example. I haven't watched him in a long time. But he is one of the people that made me decide to do reviews for games, because I've seen that my thoughts align with his a lot. And his reviews made me look at the games a little bit differently. And Total Biscuit as well. To think about the product that I'm actually consuming. They made me really think about things differently and assess the games. And then they gave me a tool to recognize bad and good things in games, because I didn't know why sometimes I felt that the game is not good as it could be. I knew that through my feeling with the game that it isn't as good, or that it's maybe even better than I thought, that I'm excited constantly playing the game, but I couldn't realize why. What is being done with the game itself that it's making me feel that way. But they actually, watching them, made me much better at assessing the products at hand. So I'm sure there are phenomenal other gaming channels, but now that I have my own identity, that I have my own way of doing things, and I think I've acquired enough knowledge to be able to assess games in the fair way without too much emotional attachment, I don't want to watch other people, because then other people will influence my opinion. And I don't like that hype and hate, that yin and yang method of doing content on YouTube. I can't relate to that. I get annoyed quickly by watching that stuff. So basically, to me, I gain nothing by watching it. But that's just me. I actually feel like watching other people in that department would hurt my reviews, because they would maybe, especially if they point some things out and then I get attached to that idea of theirs, and then I don't have my idea anymore. So it's kind of keeping the integrity of my thoughts intact. And there's also another thing, that I'm older now, and that I really don't want to spend so much time watching gamers on YouTube. I hate that you don't hype. Oh, I hyped up a couple of games, mate. Chained Echoes. I wish I affected the sales of that game somehow, because that game is fucking brilliant. I think I also hyped up a little bit Dark Egg. So there are games that I hyped up, but hyped up because they were really fucking good. Chained Echoes is one of the best JRPGs I've ever played in my life. It's so goddamn good. And many people have said in the review that they are glad that I did the video, that they know about the game's existence, and that they've installed it, played it, they've enjoyed it as well a lot. I love those kinds of finds. Those are rare, of course. You can't expect those types of finds all the time, but it's really enjoyable when you find. Then I get hyped up a little bit, but I still try to maintain distance from that hyped feeling, and try to assess the game in the most fair way possible. Even though, as I always say, subjective scores are always subjective. You can't get away from that. No matter how objectively you assess the game, score is subjective. But as long as it's in the realm of that objective assessment, it's fine. You can't really make a giant mistake there. Now, if the game is a 9 or a 10, that's entirely irrelevant. It depends on the person playing. But because of that way of doing things, I managed to attract people that have that way of, that have the similar demeanor and similar way of thinking about games, a little bit detached from the emotional side and more open-minded, and I love that. I'm so proud of this small community. I know who's gonna most of the times I know who's gonna join the streams, and then there's always someone new, and then we always talk. I know the names. I like that. I really like that a lot. And people have embraced my openness about things, that I talk about everything. I don't give a shit. I really don't give a shit what someone thinks. We can always have a debate. And I like to keep discussions going, keep things open, because people today are really bottle up a lot of things inside, and sometimes are afraid of saying things to not be demonized or shunned or whatever. That's what I like to have here, although YouTube doesn't like it. Fuck it, YouTube doesn't like me in general, so fuck them. This makes some sort of positive influence on people so that they have somewhere to go to talk. Whatever the topic might be. As I'm going in circles here without a clue. Not many people were talking about Rogue Trader, really? How so? I mean, it's Owlcat's game. Owlcat is quite popular. Of course, not as Baldur's Gate. I'm not saying that it has that kind of reputation, because it doesn't, but... But it doesn't have to. That game is a wasted potential too. Same like Dragon's Dogma. But it can at least reach that potential more realistically than something like Dragon's Dogma, because it doesn't need to change things, it needs to fix things. That's the problem of Rogue Trader. God damn, I love that game though. I fucking love it so much. Despite the negatives. Yeah, my feed is also limited, mate. I got nothing gaming-wise in my feed. And I like that. I haven't been watching YouTube lately at all, to be honest. I have HBO Max family account, so mostly watching that. Some stupid shows. Oh man, it's so fun burning people. Half my stuff guitar now. So many musicians had to move to YouTube. Aha, you're learning the guitar, right? What do you mean so many musicians had to move to YouTube? Because of what? This is a big ass dungeon. Ah, okay. Well, that's a good thing about social platforms, the exposure. If your quality, you can eventually get somewhere, but I'm hoping that then there's the part of quick fame where it could affect people and quality of the stuff negatively. But look, there's always downsides to everything. Spotify has fucked musicians basically. I don't have Spotify, so I don't know even how that works. What do you mean? Because of the... What's the word? Jesus. Wait a second. Monopoly. Because of the monopoly. I really don't know what's happening with Spotify. But I'm interested if you have some sort of an explanation. Interested to hear what's going on with it. Why is it a bad thing for musicians? Aha, they made music basically free. So I don't have to buy music on Spotify. I can have Spotify and not buy music and listen to it. So do they work through a subscription fee or... Yeah, that sucks. 6 million listeners and gets a check for maybe $10. Yo, that's... God damn, that's nothing. No wonder then, fuck Spotify. That's really disgraceful. That's what I've noticed about when purchasing albums from my favorite artists. For example, Orbit Culture, my favorite modern metal band. I went to their site. I went to Bandcamp to purchase their albums. And their whole album, $7-8. I'm like, look, are you fucking kidding me? $7-8 for an album. I give them 20 always. Because they deserve a lot more. Then I see their EP, $2. 3 songs. I don't know which one is better, for fuck's sake. Phenomenal. Fucking every single one of those songs is phenomenal. $2. I give them 10, of course. What kind of pricing is that? So much work goes into creating such stuff. And then that's the price. I'm sure if I search albums for pop music, they would cost far more and have far less talent than a band like Orbit Culture. It just, man, it pisses me off. It pisses me off. Whenever I say to my girl, oh, look, she listens to Orbit Culture as well. She never listened to metal before properly, and oh shit, those are friendlies. And then I got her into Orbit Culture. She loves the band. We've seen them live also together. I tell her every time with a smile on my face, like that smile, not a smile I'm laughing at them or anything like that, but smile of disbelief. Like, what the fuck is going on? Why does it cost so little to buy an album of such an amazing band that creates such an amazing music? It's just, and you can, for $2 you can buy no, for $5 you can buy port crystal in Dragon's Dogma 2. I love The Weeknd. Weeknd is a band, right? Or do you just say G in general? Weeknd is coming. I've heard of The Weeknd band, but I don't know if I've listened to anything from them. Weeknd the musician? I don't know. I don't think I've heard. For a minute I thought Port Crystal was a band. That would be a good name for a band, wouldn't it? But no, I mean, Port Crystal in this game costs about $5. And the whole goddamn album of Orbit Culture called Descent, I think it costs $7-8, $9, maybe 10. I mean, see the point, what I'm trying to say. Well, these guys give you so much for those the simple $10 that you pay. A game like this gives you a little bit of a boost with one microtransaction that shouldn't even be in the game because they should have had better systems in place in the first hand, and no microtransactions at all because it's already an overpriced game. It's a strange thing, is it not? I usually purchase things from Bandcamp. And the Creationist, the guy in the comment section, definitely check his music out. I always use, not always, but when I use some kind of royalty-free music, I use his music because it's royalty-free. He does some kind of an ambiental sci-fi stuff, and he also did a Japanese-themed ambiental thing. It's fucking phenomenal. I love it so much. Some of the most immersive shit I've listened to in a long time when it comes to ambiental music. Usually you can find here the link to his Bandcamp in the videos where I use his music. Topic videos is where I usually use his music, so maybe the latest one when I talked about AAA games, I don't know, what was it? I think, yeah, Gates of Morheim. That's his name on... Or maybe he changed it to a Creationist on Bandcamp. But definitely check his stuff out. I think it might be free even. I don't know. What do you think of Larian Studios saying they won't work on anything D&D related? I want to see a sci-fi game from... Oh, so they've done... They are one and done with D&D World. Yeah, Spotify is basically hurting the musicians, from what I understand, through free exposure. But that free exposure, it doesn't come free. Because they gain nothing from it, since they can purchase the thing on a one app that has the monopoly over music, it seems. And that exposure kind of backfires on them, from what I gather from the information at hand. Yeah, it's a fucked up thing. How the hell did I end up going over here? Alright. I guess. Come to me so I give you stuff. Shadowrun. Ooh. That would be nice. Look. I'm alright with whatever Larian does. Whatever they decide to do, let them do it. I think they have proved their worth by now. I don't think there's a discussion for that at all. Larian is amazing. Let's be honest about it. Do they make some mistakes? here and there, yeah, but every studio does. But their track record is phenomenal. I mean, as long as they stick with CRPGs, I'm fine, because we don't have many studios doing quality CRPGs anymore. In Exile and Obsidian seems to be done with CRPGs, at least for now, which makes me worried for the whole genre. That's why I did. Hey, oh yeah, that was the video, Dark Age of CRPGs. I did the Dark Age, and then I did also a video where I talk about the potential Dark Age coming now. Maybe there's where you can find the link to Gates of Morheim's music. But let Larian be. As far as I'm invested into the topic, let them be. They proved their mettle. What can we do anymore to support Larian? We've done it. We bought the game. Baldur's Gate 3 is a huge success. It has great reviews. It's fantastic. It's the highest production value CRPG in history, which definitely helps in a lot of things. It's not necessary, just adds on top of the qualities in place, in quality design that was already in place. Graphics won't help you if the design is bad, but if design is good, if you have quality already, then it helps a little bit to create that better immersion and better feeling while playing the game. I want Star Wars CRPG from Larian. I'll get an Exile Obsidian. Oh, that would be good. Finishing Baldur's Gate 2. Yeah, mate. You know what? Eventually, I would like to finish that. Dark, but resuming his retro streams. Yeah, retro, I'll try that as well. But I do have an announcement, a little bit of an announcement when it comes to the operation. I've contacted my mate to speed things up a little bit, and he told me, look, start doing the preparations for it, because I'm going to speed those up. So that thing might come quick in a couple of weeks, so I don't have a lot of time. Definitely I want to finish Dragon's Dogma streams, because there's a lot of people, not a lot of people, to me 15 people is a lot concurrent viewers, but it's fun. It's fun. People are very active in terms of chat and all that. That's all I can ask. And you guys have been donating as well, which helps always. So yeah, why not continue this? It's an interesting challenge, definitely. So I really want to keep this going for now and finish Broken Road, do the review, and then we'll see afterwards. Maybe start Stellar Blade if I can. We'll see about that one, if I can get a key. But then, when it finally happens, then I'll stick with topic videos and turn-based games. Something that I would be able to play. Oh, there's the white thing. I said to him to wait, but... Shit, don't damage me now when I'm about to fight the fucking griffin. Can you please wait? I pressed the wait button a million times. Just wait over there. Ah, shit. Use the fucking palladium. Jesus Christ, why do I always forget to apply it? I don't know, mate. Good question. But you're right, I'm already level 30. I don't recall what level I was in the first playthrough. At this part. Ah, crap. Right when I was about to cast. I don't know, it seems like an action game of sorts. I haven't really paid too much attention to it, but people have been mentioning it a lot. Alright, so where is the griffin thingy? Should be here somewhere. I know the location. I remember it. It's a very confusing area to get through. But I think this is it. For fuck's sake, where is it? Thanks, Skinny Campus. Hellblade 2 is coming out. I didn't play the first one yet. Heard it's a very good game with a fantastic story. Devil May Cry by Ninja Theory. Which one would that be? I played all Devil May Cries. From 1 to 5. 6. How many are there? I forgot. Shit, come on, I gotta find it. Fucking Griffin. I'm gonna finish that before I sign off. Ah, shit. Now I've done a bad thing. Fly, you bastards, fly. Yeah, fire is not effective against skellies. Who would have thought, right? Oh! That one, yeah, that one was the worst for me. Yeah, I did play it. I might have done some guides for it too. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't like that one. Combat-wise, it might be one of the best ones, but everything else was quite weak. Not weak, but mediocre in that game, in my opinion. But combat-wise, it was fantastic. It was actually a step up from the games before. Oh god damn it, where am I even on the map right now? For fuck's sake. And the goddamn griffin. Oh, die already, Jesus Christ, what the fuck are you made out of? Finally. But I don't know where I'm at right now. Right in the middle of shit. Not where I want to be because I don't know this path to reach the griffin. And I will have to go now as well. Ah. Let's get back to the entrance and then I'll continue next time around. Thank you all for watching again. Have a nice weekend. I have to go to a fucking wedding this weekend that I don't want to go. So that's whole weekend off. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to do anything, stream or maybe tomorrow before the wedding. I don't know. We'll see if I can get that done, but I doubt it. Thanks all. Enjoy the weekend and see you soon.